How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Everywhere there's a rainbow. Remember the triangle. The triangle, the triangle.
Hey there, folks. It's time for the Happy Time Show, getting you home safe, sound, and happy. I'm your host,
Roger Dodger, featuring Round Town with Benny Round, news and weather on the half hour with Eric Swanson, and sports with Dex Hanna, arts and movie reviews from Jenny Kramer, and the financial breakdown from Christopher Kennedy. And let's not forget, traffic reports on the quarter hour from yours truly. Hey, it's going to be a great 3 hours, but look, let's get things started with a brand new song from... A brand new song! Cockalomy. Mm-hmm. Long way to Tipperary. Mm-hmm. Well, what made the Happy Time Hour special? Well, it's what makes it special now, I think. It's a sense of community. Back when I took over, there was just guys spinning records. They needed an anchor in the community, and by God, that was me. And they called it the Happy Time Show because it was an afternoon show, and everybody would be driving home, and they needed a little happiness at the end of their bad day. Or their good day. Didn't matter. For crying out loud. I was the anchor. I brought the community together. Everybody looked to the Happy Time Show. Tomorrow is my 6,000th episode of the Happy Time Show. That's right, 6,000. Imagine that. 6,000 episodes. That's a lot of on-air time. And we had some great moments. By heaven, the Bee Gees came to town. Now, you remember them. I got a photograph of with them there at the concert hall. I would have it here but at my office or somewhere, but they didn't send it to me. But I got a picture with the Bee Gees, and that was something. There was a liquor store, one of the very first liquor stores that was legal in this area, and they had this great promotion, okay? The idea was they take me and they put me in a room, are you ready? A room made of beer cases, all right? Well, the idea was drink Roger free. Huh? I can hear somebody out there. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like they're buying beer. No, that's right, folks. Just come on down and you'll see this big house made out of beer cases. And I'm in there, and I've been in here a long time. So get on down here and pick up a case of beer and rescue Roger. That's right, rescue me, because I'm in this little house of beer, and I have no way of getting out. Radio in those days was fun. Now it's shock. I'll do the intro for you. Now keep in mind, this was all different voices. Look up there! It's a bird! It's a plane! And then there would be a sound effect like an airplane. And I would come in and go, hey! You see what I mean? You see what we've got going there? We've got warmth, we've got community, we've got happiness, because it was the Happy Time Show, by God, not anymore. Oh, they call it the Happy Time Show, but there's not much happy in it, I can tell you that. Well, for one thing, the radio station is completely populated with these air-headed shock jocks who make no sense on the air whatsoever. Then I've got Benny and his cockamamie idea of what radio is, and on top of that, I get these notes from the big city. They've taken everything away from me that made the Happy Time Show great, the personality. No, now they just get me doing intros and extras. But they tell me. They're not even listening to my show, and I get these notes. Please don't talk so loud. Telling me how to talk on the air. Can you imagine that? I'm loud. I am not loud. I have personality. That's the difference. I just don't understand why they can't come to us. We've been here for 35 years. Why can't they ask us what the people want? They can't just turn on the radio and find out what's going on anymore. No, it's not right. Just ready? Going on here. Damn it.
Well, here we are backstage at radio station KRAK. We are a family here.
These are the happy people. These are the happy times.
Hey, you know what I got here? I have inner optic. You ever hear of inner optics? Did you know that everybody has
When you look into a co-worker's eyes, what do you see? Well, I see trust, respect, and, dare I say, maybe a little bit of admiration.
Have a look at that. Looks like you're looking onto the set of the bridge of the Enterprise, doesn't it? I went in there once. I pushed a few buttons. They never let me in there again. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's go look at the studio. Look at these guys. This is what passes for radio today. Look at the way they're dressed. At my station. I can't get over it. We would have drowned them at birth in my day. No cream! Story of my life. Well, this is where it all happens. The nerve center of a radio station. The DJ's desk. But yeah, this is my cozy little office. Some of my awards up here. Yeah, this station's got a lot of memories. I've seen a lot of people come through here. And then there's Benny. I like the guy. He's got a sense of the community, but he just doesn't have a sense of radio.
They were reading some copy for a commercial, so I accidentally had to do it. Roger said, "Well, you could be worse." So I was put on the show. I got a little segment.
Round Town with Benny Round. That's his show. He brings in guests.
I like so many things, so I shared them with the listeners.
Well, that's a guy used to do that. By God, we used to have I had a segment called Frosts My Pumpkins. And I would talk about things in the community that would just frost my pumpkins. Today, on That Frosts My Pumpkins, I want to talk about poo. I mean, I found it on the street, I found it in the park, one day I was walking through the mall and I found poo in the mall. I mean, please, come on, people. What's the matter with you out there? That really frosts my pumpkins. Benny decides, what kind of guest should we have? Well, I don't know. Let's bring in the man who has a collection of porcelain cats. Here's Binky. Here's Fluffy.
I've had tons of excellent guests. I had Gerald, who has the flags on mugs.
Don't bring in things that you have to describe on the air, Benny. This is radio.
It's great. Roger seems less enthusiastic about it. I'm not sure that he likes my guests, but I can't see why. I mean, the juggler was fascinating.
So what does he do next? It's Thanksgiving. He brings in a turkey to interview it. He's going to interview a turkey on the air. I said, Benny, are you crazy? Are you insane? Well, turns out the brass liked it. They thought that was clever.
Well, he always says it's not a visual medium, but you can describe things on air, like the mime.
The man was a mime. On radio, with Benny describing what the man was doing. And the guys at the big city, the guys at head office, sent a memo, more of these. More of these. It just gets worse and worse.
I mean, he's always been a little grumpy, I guess. But I guess, well, something's just a bit different lately. I'm a little worried about him. But he'll be fine.
Depressing. Laugh at pain. Well, I do laugh at Benny. I guess Benny's pain.
Welcome to Round Town with Benny Round. I'm your host, Benny Round. And my guest today is Bernard Crate, who is a local ventriloquist.
It's ventriloquist. That is the correct pronunciation. Ventriloquist.
Well, how about that? Ventriloquist, ladies and gentlemen. We learn something new every day here. Now, where is your little friend?
I couldn't bring Monty. He had an accident yesterday. He was playing on the stove, and he burned to death. So today, I've brought a new puppet. This is Rudy. My name is Stuart. No, it's not. It's Rudy. Stuart, Rudy. Say, hello, Rudy. Hello, Rudy.
Well, hello, Rudy. It's lovely to meet you. Now, where was your last appearance?
My last appearance was in July at the Greenbergs' birthday party for their little daughter Rachel, who was turning 25. Very hot day, we were in the backyard, and halfway through the act, Monty passed out from the heat. He was drunk. No, he wasn't. He's a piss tank. Shut up.
Well, now, Rudy, could you describe what you look like to the folks at home?
I am a red sock with no facial features.
Interesting!
How do you think that went, Benny?
I think that went terrific.
You would. Benny, that man was obviously insane. For God's sakes, don't you interview these people before you put them on air?
People put ventriloquists on the radio all the time.
His lips were moving, for God's sakes, and the voice was the same for both people.
I did not notice that.
Questions are answers that answers have questions for. It's hard to explain, but it is a program basically affecting your balance, your psychical balance as you go through your day. You gotta remember, it was the 80s. There was ESP, EST. Jesus made a big comeback in the 80s. Meditation, there was yoga, and all these things, and none of them really helped me. And, well, one night I found myself in a very lonely and dark place, and I turned on the television, and there it was.
Welcome to Inner Optics, a whole new spectrum of well-being. My name is Delvin Erberbacher. The right color, the right card, the right time.
Now, who would have thought that a system of cards could help a man who obviously was on a bad road? Well, there was the drinking mostly. I really had a bit of a wrestle with the old alcohol, but I can honestly tell you I haven't looked at a drink in 22 years. And I really believe it was all because of Inner Optics. With the 6,000 episode and what I'm getting from head office day after day, well, I found myself needing it again. And so I went to the closet, dug it up, and here it is. It's called it's a triangle, an inner triangle, because there are three basic emotional states as you go through your day: joy, hate, and spiritual.
When you wake up in the morning, decide where your inner triangle sits today. Remember, always connect the color to the triangle.
Every color has its own subsystem, which corresponds with the corner of every other colored triangle. So, in the red spiritual cards, I take a strawberry, a rose, all in the red family, and a maroon. And I take these through my day. So, for instance, I'm feeling a little spiritual, I'll take a maroon card, and I'll read it. Find a dead plant, carry it with you, to remind you how temporary life is.
A blue card. Sometimes the line between hate and joy just isn't there.
Maybe one of the blue cards. Blue card says, go look at yourself in the mirror and cry. You see? Now that could be a negative or a positive.
Out of hate comes acceptance. You can see how this will help with your spirituality.
Another card, go look at the sun. Now that may not be a spiritual card. See, now I might have had it wrong. I did lose the instructions. That's part of the problem here. It's all going to come back to me slowly. No, that can't be right. See, I just have to get it back into my brain.
If you feel angry on this day, pick up a papaya card.
It really helped me, and I know once I get started into the program, it'll be like, of course, now we go to the violet cards. And I might be going to the blue a little too early or the green a little too late. I do have the VHS tape that came with it. And this is better the instructions because it goes into the whole triangle thing in much more depth. So I'll be fine with the tape number 3.
The bulk of our therapy is on tapes 1 and 2. On tape 3, you will find our patented color therapy wheels.
But anyway, we'll figure it out. It's the most important thing is that I remember is that the cards create balance.
Huh? What? What good is a car, huh? I mean, it sits there all day, all night, and then when you need it, when you actually have to go somewhere, nothing. I'm telling you, it's because everything is made in China. Everything from microwaves to my car is made in China. Nothing's local anymore. Hey, speaking of local, hey, that's my radio. He's listening to my radio station. That's KRAK. Crack! Oh, and who's he listening to? Fred and Toad. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what we were talking about today. No personality. Nothing's happening. They're just babbling. They're babbling fools. Do you listen to these guys? Let me ask you.
Listen, buddy, I just put it on for noise.
Ha! He puts it on for noise. That's enough for me. Huh? Yeah, he puts it on for noise. I mean, you could have anything in here for noise. You could put a blender in the front seat and listen to that all day. What fun is that? But back in my day, you'd listen to the radio. You'd have something to listen to because it was community. It was something close to you. You'd want to know what was going on in the community. Well, let me give you an example. Well, back then, the commercials were local. They meant something. Like, hey, folks, Lilge's Hardware is having a sale. That's right, a sale on nails.
Buddy,
2 for 1
I
or
gotta
5 for 6.
concentrate on
Can't
the
do
road.
better than that. Yeah, you know what I mean? You remember Bobby J. DJ? Remember him?
Stop poking me.
Oh,
I don't care about
he
your
was
radio
amazing.
show.
Oh, come on. You just said you were looking for more personality in radio. You just said that's what's wrong with radio, no personality anymore. Well, I'm trying to show you. Bobby DJJ had the most personality of anybody I ever knew. He'd start every radio show with
I don't
a
care about your radio show.
and then he'd come on going, hey,
Let me go on the
turn
record
that
saying
down.
that
Let me turn this down.
100%
Turn it
true.
down.
I've been
Would you
doing
just get
some
your hands off?
research of my own,
I'm not
and
touching you. I'm trying to get the radio. I don't need to hear
You know
this.
what?
Huh? What are you doing? No, we're not there.
Forget it.
What?
Get back there.
No. The station's another 5 blocks up there. What? Well, where are you going? What? Shun Fandango for a week. You don't need it. Fine. Look, I was just trying. I'll be quiet. I was just trying to read one of these cards.
You hold on to those cards, buddy.
What about my cameraman? Oh, you got my cameraman. He's got where you going? He didn't know the voice. That was the problem. If he knew the voice, he would know who I was. This community, it knows my voice. This person will know my voice. Hi, excuse me. Do you know this voice? I mean, my voice. Hello there, I'm Roger Dodger, right? You know who I am, right? I mean, it's the voice. You know the voice, come on. Roger Dodger. Gee, nobody listens to radio anymore.
That was a hell of a day. God damn Benny. Well, I got my 6,000th episode coming up tomorrow. I gotta get a handle on these things. It's time for a card. Ignore the ant. Contemplate the spider. Well, there you go. Ignore the ant. Contemplate the spider. Yeah.
You're listening to The Crack, ladies and gentlemen. It's powerful and it'll addict ya.
Fred, how about that weather? It is hot and beautiful.
Absolutely, Toad. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and the honeys are looking fly as heck. It's not just beautiful outside, though. It's also beautiful inside today, and that's because we're celebrating a very special day.
That's absolutely right. It's a very important day for a very special member of our radio family.
And we here at KRAK like to celebrate all of the members of our team, and truly, a milestone is upon us.
Absolutely. This person has been with us for so long. They command respect and admiration from both of us.
That's right. Our very own T-Bone is heading on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Enjoy your time in the Bahamas, you old dirty dog. And hello, what have we here? Fred, are these yours?
Well, they aren't mine, no, but we found these cards around the office. Some ding-dong left these self-help cards from 1983 lying around, and let me tell you, they are sad. Just look at some of these cards. They say, when the world turns to black, you must adapt to see in the dark. Hello, maybe the world's sending you a message. Crawl into your grave and never get out.
35 years. No one's here. No one remembers. Not one. 6,000 episodes. And one sad man.
For he's... Oh, no, hang on. It's... Oh, wait.
Oh. They want to change the name of the show. The Happy Time Show isn't modern enough. Apparently modern people don't want to be happy. They want the presenters to introduce themselves. What does that mean? No intro. I'll tell you what that means. No Roger. They're pushing me out. All I got left is a few PSAs and a traffic report. They can get a trained budgie to do that.
Roger! I brought you a quinoa mixed berry salad.
They're killing me, Benny. They're killing me. Slowly. Why don't they just take me out and shoot me, huh? You want to do it? You can make it look like an accident. You push me down the stairs, anything.
Roger's going through a tough time. But he'll bounce back. He's a real trooper. This is some really good cake.
Wasn't that great? That was good old Jenny Kramer with a wonderful look at ballet.
Stay tuned, folks. It's time for Round Town with Benny Round.
Benny, listen to me. Let's just cut the segment, okay? Or this time, maybe just you and me. We'll talk, you know. Huh?
Don't worry, this guest is a real humdinger.
Benny, you gotta promise me this is gonna work for radio, please.
She'll be great. This time for sure.
Benny.
I'll go get her.
Benny, please. Oh, no.
Just right in here.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Here we are.
Oh, careful. Quietly.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you. You go there. That's perfect. Excellent.
So we'll be on the air in just a few seconds.
Oh, fantastic. I've been a guest on a number of programs.
Interesting.
And we're on air. And we're back on radio station KRAK, Crack. And now it's time for Round Town with Benny Round. Benny?
Thanks, Roger. Good afternoon, listeners. My guest today, believe it or not, is a woman who actually talks to plants. Betty Hammerstein. Now, Betty, please tell us a bit about what you do.
Well, you see, I have a PhD in non-botany.
And what is that?
Non-botany is a new study of all things that pertain to plants that are unusual and not exactly fitting in to the model of being real in science.
I see.
Yes.
Now I see you've brought some friends with you.
Yes, I have brought some examples of plants and vegetables that have personality. If you can see very closely, you can see them, you can look at them. They have very unique personalities, and I'm sure your listeners will be fascinated.
Yes, everyone. The one of them is green, and the other one is also green.
Yes, it's hard to tell them apart. I tell you.
That's true. Now, I understand that when you speak to them, there is a communication back.
Well, this is it, is that one day I was sitting quietly at the table and I was listening and I heard a faint sound in the background. And of course, being a non-botanist, I concluded that it was the vegetables and the plants speaking to me.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Would you mind demonstrating a little bit of that right now?
Oh, yes, I have. I would like to demonstrate how we can be closer to all of the plants. Here is a favorite specimen of mine, Springtime. Springtime is a small ficus, and as you can see, quite healthy. Let's have a little listen and see if we can hear something that Springtime would like to communicate to us both at this time.
We're not picking it up, Benny. We're not getting anything. All we got is dead air. Dead air, Benny.
Just a second. If you give her a second, I'm sure that she'll speak.
Let me ask you a question. Hey, Springtime. How do you like living in dirt, huh?
Oh, my.
Talk to me.
Oh, no.
Talk to me, God damn it. Talk to me.
I'm killing it.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
How can a clam cram in a clean cram? Oh, that's not right. How can a clam cram a clam in a clean cream can? There we go. Who saw Sally sitting by the seashore? I saw Sally sitting by the seashore. Well, they always say it's darkest before the dawn. Well, this is the dawn. The dawn has happened. Here I am, among my people, live, all Roger, all live, all the time. That's right, folks. Who needs radio when you got them right in the palm of your hands? I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance. I saw Sally sitting by the seashore. Who put clams in the cream can clams? Well, it doesn't have to make sense, just has to get the tongue working. Yes, back amongst my people, back in the community, back where I belong, on solid ground, moving forward. Onward! Who put clams in the cream can clams? Oh. I saw Sally sitting by the seashore. Hey, everybody, it's time for bingo with Roger Dodger. Well, we better get at it. No, please, we don't have time for that. Let's get down to bingo. We'll hold all the questions till later. Alrighty then, now how does this thing work? I don't have my license to drive. There we go. Hang on a minute. I gotta get that little bugger, that might be the winner. Oh, look at all you lovely people. It's my own community, my own family right here. That reminds me of my first few days in radio. The learning curve.
Just read the numbers.
Read the numbers. That's right. That's my job after all. Read the numbers. All right, here we go. Big drum roll, please, because here comes the first ball. And it is under the B. 12. B. Oh. 12. Didn't change after dropping it. Here we go with the second number. Under the R. Under the R. 14. R. E-I-N-G-O. Oh, that'd be G. Under the G. 22. G. 22.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. In this next encounter, I will be playing the god Hoo-Ho. That's because of me.
Please, Blaine.
How crazy is that going to be for the players? It's just going to blow their minds.